what I came up with was a new plan. It was the chief of police, the deputy chief, an inspector, and 3 patrol commanders. The 3 patrol commanders would give us a better handle on the day-to-day operations of the shifts. They'll be setting up their schedules, they'll be setting up their assignments, they'll be responsible for the discipline and the awards, things of that nature on those shifts. The captain's position and the detective sergeant position and the lieutenant's position would be vacant at the present time, and we'd be going forward with these new positions. Those processes have job descriptions that were in the manual. I have redone those so that you're available if you need to see those. The pros for restructuring, I think you got a copy of that a little while ago. It enhances the chain of command, gives us middle management, which we didn't have. It's in line with similar departments of our size, like Cheshire, Woodbridge, Orange, Brantford, Naugatuck, etc. It gives us more accountability, more efficient delegation of duties, and it eliminates one of our biggest problems here, which is called sergeant shopping. If you got 2 sergeants on a shift and you don't like what one says, you go to the other and you play one off of the other. Now the commander will be in charge of that shift, and what he says goes, and that's the end of that little game that was being played in the past. The financial aspects, as were detected on the sheets I gave you, there's a savings pertaining to the, and don't forget, this is based on the 3% raise, which is not guaranteed. That's what the first selectman asked me to do the budget at, that's what I did it at. So there could be a drop based on the monies, depending on what negotiated in the contract with the union. But the drop from the captain's slot to the deputy chief was $128. The lieutenant's position is totally eliminated, vacated. The detective sergeant's position goes to inspector, goes up $4 grand. The three sergeants saves $216,738. And the commander's goes up $202. Total savings estimated at this time with the present schedule that it's set up at is $70,593 right now. It could change depending on what's negotiated, obviously. Those are just projections that we have at this point. Behind the sheet I gave you is a rundown of each line throughout the entire budget. It's going to impact other lines. So that's where the other savings will come in. There'll be a change in longevity, there'll be a change in survivors' benefits, and there's some other cuts that are going to be recommended down the road. But at this time, this is where we're headed, this is what we'd like to do. The chain of command would change, as you have in the department structure sheets. The chief of police, the deputy chief, the inspector, the commanders, the sergeants, the detectives, the youth officer, which is actually a detective, and the patrolman. That's where we're headed. That's what we'd like to do. That's the recommendation that I'm making to this board.